Hello. Hello. Hello.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa lahat, maayong hapon sa tanan. And welcome to our show, the Freedive Talk Pilipinas. Yes, and this is our pilot episode. Palakpakan naman natin. Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, eto na. I would like to inform you na etong event na to guys is intended para sa mga kasama nating mga free divers na nasa bahay nila, naboboard na, hindi na alam kung anong gagawin dahil gustong-gusto na talagang lumabas para makapag-dagat at saka makapag-dive, no? But unfortunately, we are on lockdown. Yung iba naka-ACQ, yung iba naman naka-GCQ because of COVID-19. So, para naman maibsan yung pagkabagot nyo sa bahay ninyo, I created to so we can share to you some insights on free diving, lalong-lalo na dun sa mga tao na gustong matuto mag-free dive, no? Uh, tapos yun, at least may knowledge na kayo kung ano yung gagawin ninyo kapag maibalik na yung malift na yung ban, pwede na tayo makapag-dive. Ayun, right? So, this afternoon guys, the concept of the show pala, we will be inviting some of our friends from the free diving community, mga free dive instructors, mga free dive enthusiasts, so they can share their knowledge despite of kung anong nangyari sa atin ngayon, no? Sana ay samahan nyo kami. This is a 1 hour show. As of now, hindi ko pa ma-determine kung anong specific day kasi the schedule is it will depend on sa availability ng ating mga speakers. So just keep on following the page lang, Freedive Talk Pilipinas, and please support my movement by liking and sharing the page. Okay? So big thanks pala sa StreamYard. Yes, StreamYard for letting us use this free platform para makapag-live stream tayo. And guys, since first time ko ito, pasensya na kayo, medyo nanginginig pa ako, medyo kinakabahan pa ako, nangangapa pa tayo konti. And by the way, yun nga, we will be inviting friends na ano. And then you could also post your comments at you and your questions kung meron kayong mga inquiries sa ating guest speaker. And just go to the page Freedive Talk Pilipinas kasi mababasa namin yon yung mga concerns niyo or queries niyo, and then we can lobby it to our guest speaker kung may ano. Alright, hindi na natin papatagalin pa, ladies and gentlemen. Eto na, our guest speaker for our pilot episode. Eto na, he's a guy, very good friend of mine from Cebu City. He will do the introduction later, no? At eto na, ladies and gentlemen, palakpakan natin the Mr. Freediver himself. Ladies and gentlemen, palakpakan natin Mr.Johnn Mendoza. Woo, John! Hello? Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Teka, wala audio? Check. Mic check.
Ako, okay lang ako. Good.
Wala audio sa imong bay. Wala audio.
May audio sa.
Yeah, paki-check daw imong mic volume. Imuhang mic volume basig naka-mute.
My mic volume up.
Amigo. Yeah.
No. Naka-pull up.
All right. Sige, while John is fixing his audio, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give shout-outs pala sa ating mga viewers ngayon. Naka-heart pa. Meron tayong 6 viewers. We have shout-outs to Mr. Emmanuel Ararakap and to my brother here in Davao City, Mr. Ram Altoras. Yes. Yan, John, okay ka na? Let me check. Hello.
Sound check, okay?
Hello. Wala ba? Wala audio.
Naka-on ako mic karon.
Wala audio.
Oh. My mic's on. Can the viewers hear me?
All right.
If makadungog mo, can you comment? I want to know if this is working. Oh man, come on.
Ano ba mo gamit? CPU?
Hello? Sa ano, cellphone
or
lang?
phone?
Phone,
Madunggan ninyo
phone.
si Sir
Nagamit ko
Jan.
phone.
Okay, good. Madunggan din si Sir
Yeah.
Jan.
Ikaw lang ata, di makadungog sa ako.
Kadali lang ha. Mukhang ako may di kadungog siguro hinoon. Wait lang guys. Let me check my... Let me check. Hello? Hello? Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Ayun! Ayun na, ayun na, ayun na.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Pasensya sa technical difficulties. Kuan pa, nangapa. Kuan. By the way,
Alright.
bye. Kuan lang siya. Murag ako lang gi-emanate ang murag pamana sa akong papa. Okay, by the way, for their information for everybody, my father used to work before as a broadcaster. So, nakapalit man ko og microphone, nakapalit ko og gamay gamit. So, check daw na ako mag broadcast daw ako kunuhay, and then till then naka-realize ko pwede mo siguro mag live stream. Okay, enough of me. Eto na, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Mendoza, bro. The spot is on you. Take it away and please introduce yourself. Oy, nawala. Ayun. Hello, nawala si John. Bro, nawala ka, bro. Teka lang. Shout outs to Sir King Domingo di ay. Wait, hulatan nato si John mubalik. Ayun, ayan na, ayan na, ayan na.
I'm
All
back.
right,
Am I
bro.
back?
Yes, man. Wait lang ha. I'll give the spot sa imuha. Oy, Art
Okay.
Bay. Please introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Mendoza.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, by Richie, for inviting me to your first pilot episode. I'm actually very honored. And mura jud kag radio DJ. Pag introduction nimo nakana ko na radio DJ manggid ni si Kuan, si by
Alam,
Richie.
maula sa tao,
So
maula.
so kung nakay pamana, definitely na gyud si mong dugo, no? Murag DJ gyud kag dating.
Sige, bro. Oh, guys, bro, para sa mga para sa is it okay bilingual lang ta, Tagalog, English, Bisaya, so that for those listeners nga mga nasa Luzon, NCR, they could also understand. But you can speak English kung medyo alanganin ha, gamay. Okay ra?
No problem.
All right, man.
I'm
So,
not so
bro,
good kasi sa Tagalog.
you can speak in Englishing, bro. All right. All right, bro. For the information of everybody, for those hindi pa nakakilala kay Mr. John Mendoza, bro, take it away. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm a RAID instructor, RAID Freediving Instructor. I teach level 1 freediving for RAID. And I've been freediving for pila na ta ka years karon? 8 years. 8 years freediving. Um, I'm not very, I wouldn't say, I can't say I'm an athlete in freediving, but I'm passionate about freediving for what it is, a recreational sport, and more of the fact na it connects me more with nature. So um and also I co-founded Dive Ta Bai with two other freedivers, one who's not anymore active in freediving, and one is a freediving instructor in Bohol, si Edwin. He's from Dive Ta Bai Bohol. And Dive Ta Bai was able to spread all over the Philippines through the help of different chapter leaders and, of course, through community. And right now, one of the most active chapters throughout the country, I would acknowledge, is si Dive Ta Bai Davao, which is under the leadership
Yes.
ni Bay Richie. Yeah. So yeah, that's a small introduction about us, Dive Ta Bai as a community, and also me as an instructor. And this is our logo, Dive Ta Bai, which has two meanings. One, of course, is the Dive Ta Bai, which is to invite you guys to join us for dives. And of course, also, these are actually D plus B, which means diver plus body. We live in the principle of safety sa free diving, meaning never dive alone.
Okay, bro. So, thank you for sharing the history of Dive Ta Bai, no? And I know So na if I could remember, you founded this one way back in what 2014, tama ba? October 2000,
2012.
2012, all right. And during that
Yes.
time, mga ilan kayo nag-start, bro, or ano ang history na bakit umabot sobrang daming chapter na?
Well, it sa well, in the true sense to it now, we weren't really going for organization. It was something that I thought na, you know what, I like to go. Back then we didn't even call it free diving, no. That's why it's not free dive tabay, it's dive tabay, because I used to think it was called extreme snorkeling. I didn't know it was called
Oh,
free diving. I just called it extreme snorkeling. And I formed a Facebook group to invite friends in Cebu to dive tabay, to join me na going snorkeling. We'll go out to the sea and we'll try to go deeper. And then it was through Earl. Actually, I would attribute the growth of the community, a lot of it through Earl Uy. Also from Dive Tabay Davao, but now is based in Dubai with the little group na Dive Tabay Dubai. Siya ang nag-push to have a community outside Cebu. So he said, can we form something for Davao? And I believe at that time as well, ang active po si Bart o
yes.
ikaw.
Shout outs kay
Yes, and
Jan
also
Bartasan.
si and also
Uh,
si Winky, no?
yes, Kuya Winks.
And that time, wala pang mga courses or whatever. Everyone just wanted to dive for fun. But as the community started growing bigger, especially Bohol started flourishing, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, Iligan, Dipolog, Zamboanga, all the community started growing. We started to say, I think it's time for the community to be more than just, for fun, and to become a leader and an example in safety. And I'm happy to say na through the cooperation of the communities, we've established that idea of safety.
Oh,
Thankfully, sa
that's
Philippines, in terms of free diving, I'm not going to include spearfishing because that's a whole category on its own. Pero if we talk about recreational free diving alone, Philippines is a very low mortality rate.
yes, true, true. No, so parang bihira, konti lang. I mean, seldom lang marinig natin na may mga na disgrasya. Siguro meron pero baka hindi na balita. But hopefully,
Well, true, yeah. That's true.
yeah, yeah.
But
Kaya
as
important.
far as our communities are concerned,
Yeah,
there's no news any of our members passing away
yeah,
from free
wala
diving.
naman. Yeah. So thank you for sharing John sa history ng Dive Ta Bai Free Dive Group, no? And shout out sa lahat ng chapters. Actually, I already shared the link sa atin. I hope they are watching us right now. And guys, please also you can share it to some of your friends, even mga kahit hindi Dive Ta Bai na group. We also welcome them to join us this afternoon, no? Okay, bro. Eto, medyo personalan tayo. Pinatito boy
Hmm.
style. Okay, eto bro. Um, before we go to mga in-depth story of your free diving. Okay, since we are on lockdown right now, ECQ. Bro, what is your realization or learnings during this lockdown or ECQ
Wow.
due to
Ang
COVID?
lalim,
Yan. Oh, yes,
Ang
bro.
lalim. Well,
Sige.
realization. I think na my biggest realization, not just in terms of free diving, but also in terms of overall lifestyle. I think the lockdown has given me a shove to wake up. Parang I've been put out of my comfort zone. Lahat tayo nasa napaka-komportable na situation, circumstance. We're used to transport, we're used to trabaho, pera, papasok. Tapos we're going into this routine. Lahat tayo may routine. And I feel like being locked down in the house for most of the time, tapos limited yung resources, tapos may mga challenges and uncertainties, medyo na moment of there's this Latin phrase memento mori, which is to remember that one day we will all die. And I had that moment, and parang realization ko is, if you know that you don't have very much to live, what really is important to you, what matters to you. And doon ko na I was able to discover kung ano yung mas importante sa akin, ano yung mahalaga na mga activities sa buhay, or what is really my direction sa life. Parang na-realign ako because I've always been so comfortable with your routine. Akala ko yung anong ginawa ko sa buhay is the usual, the good thing that I'm doing, and I think I'm okay. Pero with this lockdown and parang disruption sa buhay ko, medyo na-realize ko kailangan ako mag-realign. I need to find out what are those things na importante sa akin.
Wow. Sobrang lalim naman doon, bro. Well, actually, same as me here. Maraming realization. I was thinking the day when lockdown or ECQ or ECQ started, sabi ko, okay to kasi naalanta sa balay, chill-chill lang ta dire, tanaw-tanaw lang tag Netflix, no? Nood lang tayo ng Netflix. But as the days goes by, but this is not normal to me. Parang iba to, parang it turns me parang lazy, no? Murag nahimo man kog tapulan na mata na lang ka, matulog, tanaw og TV or but I don't know with you kasi I know you are working online, so murag lahi ang inyong ano, you can still work at home, but for us who is working in the office is not we are not really used to parang naalang diri sa balay. And then again, so as I had come up to a realization that I have to be productive. I need to be productive na aside from doing my office job dito sa bahay. I need to do something during the free time. So right now I'm doing music, mga dere nga mga music stuff dere. I'm producing some mga musical instruments, and ito na nga, I came up with searching how to do live streaming kasi the main reason why I created this one is medyo na-inspire ako sa mga foreign freedivers na ginagawa nila. They are doing live stream, and then they do coaching, and then so sabi ko, why not gawin natin yung mga Filipinos. Anyways, marami naman tayong mga freedive instructors, marami kayong mga freedive instructor dyan na maybe if you wanted to share your just kahit mga bits of ideas lang that you could share to the people. Well, I guess this would be a good platform for Filipino freedivers, and that is one of my parang greatest realization ko. And of course, taking good care of our health talaga. Or that's the main kumbaga objective natin why we are on ECQ, taking good care of our health. Right? So, eko bro, lumalabas ka ba? I mean, during the time na you have free pass, do you go out or do grocery or something? Hello? John is freezing. Check.
Oh,
Ay, bro. Hello.
am I back? Ayan,
Okay. Oh,
we're
yeah.
back.
Ikaw, if you have time na, do you use your free pass yung, ano bang tawag doon? Food.
Quarantine
Oh,
pass.
yeah. Yeah. Nag-grocery ka or go somewhere else?
Actually, I actually still go to work sometimes. I still go to the
Oh.
office because my day jobs actually I run a hotel, and
Oh, that's good.
although technically we're closed, pero we still have certain very minor operations because we have some frontliners who are staying with us, no? So I
Yung
still
sa
go
hotel
down to
ninyo,
the
no?
city.
Sa hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Oy, na-miss ko
Yeah.
yung hotel ninyo. Yes, we stayed
Yeah.
there back in 2018. Tong
Yes.
nagbuhol mi, no? Sa Dive Ta Bai, kauban namang,
Nag-south food ka mo.
yes, Mualboal and Bohol. Right, we
Yeah.
dived by Davao chapter, so we stayed in John's Hotel. So by the way, ito promotion lang. Kung if you go to Cebu at wala kayong ma-stayhan, just contact John Mendoza and you can stay in their hotel with discount. Discount.
Mhm.
All
May
right.
special discount for free divers.
That's
Pero
what,
kailangan mag-static breath hold sa harap ko ng 3 minutes.
oh, 3
Oh.
minutes. Kaya. Kayang-kaya nila yan,
Oh,
brother.
kaya yan. 3 minutes lang yan eh.
Yeah, man. Okay, sige. Eto na. Bro, I guess you already shared your story doon sa free dive, part of the story of your free dive, being a free diver. But this is my question to you. Why did you choose free diving as a sport? No, alam ko maybe you have other sports na ginagawa, but why do you choose freediving? Or maybe you can
Well,
share other sports, unsa pa imong ginagahimo nga other sports, and then why freediving?
sige. I think it's not so much na I chose free diving. I think it's more of free diving chose me. Oh.
Mm, nice one.
No, I would say na I chose free diving. It was not a conscious choice, no. Na I'm going to go into free diving because I'm going to be an athlete, no. I chose free diving because it was number one. I found it as a very non-invasive form of marine exploration. I think it's something that doesn't involve so many gears. It's not expensive to do compare mo sa scuba na mga gears mo sobrang mahal. Kailangan mo pa ng scuba tank, kailangan mo pa mag-set up. I think free diving is a lot more accessible. Second thing is I felt na I got more into free diving because I felt that it was natural. I did not
Oh,
feel na it was something that I had to force myself to do. So I started to get more into it the more I kept going back to the sea. So I choose freediving because of cost, because of its natural tendency, and because of change perspective. By going through freediving, parang nagbago yung perspective ko sa mga bagay tungkol sa marine protection, tungkol sa captivity. These are things na that really changed sa akin because of freediving.
oh, no, nice to hear that story, Bruno. And when did you start freediving?
To say start freediving as I cannot say the exact age now because when I was much younger, I probably was 8 or 7 years old. I was doing that already and I would go down to the bottom of the pool and stay longer than usual. For those who are not familiar, I have kasi this equalization technique called BTV, which is Bien Tube Volontaire. I don't know kung paano i-pronounce sa French, pero voluntary tubal opening sa English. So when I was young, when I would go down deep into the water and I would just hold my breath. I felt na it was so natural. Hindi sumakit tenga ko and it felt right. And that time I didn't call it free diving. I would just call it going to the deep. And I probably was less than 10 years old when I started doing that. And when we go to the sea, I would also try to do that. Pero medyo takot ako because looking at the deep parts, my certain sense of limitations sa sarili ko, which was a good thing, no? I think na that fear kept me safe. So when I started really getting into it, investing in more fins, more snorkels and masks, it probably mga 2011, 2012. That's when I started really exploring it as something na I find myself invested in.
Wow, so nice to hear that yung imuhang skills, bro. No, having this what you call this one, hands-free equalization. And for the information of everybody, yung sa mga especially yung mga hindi pa masyadong familiar sa freediving, hands-free equalization meaning nag-equalize si John na hindi pinipinch yung nose niya. And there are only few free divers or individuals no na nakakagawa niya naturally, and some it will take time to learn, no. And even me, I really don't know. I've been doing free diving for since 2014, mid 2014, pero until now, pilan ako, 5 years ako sa freedom. I really don't know how to do the hands free, but hopefully when I get back sa diving, I'm trying to start learning the skill, no, of hands free equalization. And credits to you, bro. Saludo ako sa iyo for that skill. All right. Eto, bro. Next question. Who is your greatest influence? Or kinsa sino ba ang
Greatest
ina-idolize?
influence.
Or in-idol mo na free diver?
For me, I think I really look up to two free divers. I look up to Alexei Molchanov,
Oh,
and I look up to Adam Stern.
Adam Stern. Oh, he's a
Yeah.
good ano He's doing lives, mga YouTube videos, kaning mga instructions, no?
Yeah.
So, I think you already met Alexi, right? Back
No, no,
in
not Alexei. I haven't met Alexei.
ah it's Guillaume Neri,
Yes, si
last
Guillaume. I
2008.
met Guillaume.
Yeah,
Yes.
naman. Okay. See, by the way, for para sa viewers natin, Alexei Molchanova is from Russia, and he is the current world title holder for the deepest, no? Tama ba?
Yeah,
Deepest free diver
I think for all disciplines, if I'm not
on all
mistaken.
disciplines. Yes, on all disciplines.
I'm not mis-
100.
I'm not 100% sure, because there are
Mm,
different institutions, there are different record titles. So there's CMAS, there's IDA. So
mm.
I don't know exact, no. But as far as I know, he has the most number of titles.
Yeah, I think sa latest na nakita ko sa record niya, it's 130 meters. Wow, 130. So, or or di naman siguro kaabot ana bay. Bisag katunga lang. Or
But you
lisod na
never
gid kayo.
know. You never know.
Yeah. Wala na, taas na
I think
kayong lubi.
pero honestly, there are free divers here sa Philippines na I think have the talent to do what Alexi could do, but are not training.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. Especially those yung mga siguro mga sabihin natin yung mga people who are uh, mga sama or badyaw, no? That's maybe they have the same skill set
Mhm.
na kuwan. But unfortunately, they're not given the chance to kumbaga expose themselves kasi they're doing it for living naman, not for unsa ba tawag ani, for to show off in social media, or for, sila they are doing uh yun talagang kinabubuhay nila, part of their when they are doing fishing. Okay.
And
So
mm,
okay. Uh you took your license, free dive license, bro, instructorship when kailan to?
I had my instructorship na license for 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. So do you have
Yes.
do you already have your company now, or maybe your company in, teaching free dive or freelance?
Well, wala ako nag-set up ng school per se. For the reason that I feel there are so many other freediving instructors out there who can do really a better job at it. Primarily, nag-instructor ako because, having, managed the community Dive Ta Bai, I felt na in order for me to build a sense of authority or perhaps some credibility, I needed to take my instructor course. But I still do teach on the side. If I have friends or friends of friends who are looking to learn about freediving, and my approach is very personal. I like to my students for most parts have become my good friends, and yeah, so I don't really have a school. I don't have a company teaching free diving, but I still teach free diving, pero only on very few referral basis. Because I like to teach. I like to teach not for the earning part. I like to teach because I like the joy of sharing free diving.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and yeah, some of you are interested, especially for those people who are living in Cebu, no, you can contact John Mendoza, and alam ko napaka-busy niya, but maybe if may given the time, I know he will cater you, no, para turuan niya kayo for a free dive. Yung license ni mo, bro, is under RAID, tama?
Raid free
RAID,
diving.
RAID Freediving. Okay, so bro, eto,
Hmm.
maybe you can share some tips, no, because maybe there are viewers here na hindi pa talaga nakapag-try ng free dive, or siguro nakapag-try na but they don't have basic education about free diving. Can you share some tips for them on how to start free dive, or any thoughts na do you wanted to share?
Well, for me, I think first thing that you need to remember about freediving, if I were to simplify it to two things, no, freediving is equalization and breath hold. Although there are other elements as we are taught sa course natin, but if to introduce it to someone who has no idea what freediving is, it's breath hold and equalization. And I cannot teach you immediately na okay, this is how you're going to do equalization through live, no, because that's gonna be technical. Pero the idea is you want the pressure that is in your eustachian tubes or kung yung nasa tenga mo, yung ma-feel mo na may sakit konti, you have to make sure na hindi siya sumakit when you're going to go down the water. You need to make sure na nag-equalize siya or kung sa layman's term pa, nagpa-pop siya. And you do this kung hindi ka pa marunong mag-equalize ng Frenzel maneuver or other techniques. You do this by pressing your nose and blowing. Now, that's called Valsalva and madalas ginagamit yan sa scuba diving but I don't recommend it when you finally take a course. Pero yun yung para sa mga tao na hindi pa marunong mag-freedive or hindi pa talaga nag-course. Second is breath hold. And the idea of breath hold is, unang-una, tayo as mammals, may natural ability tayo na mag-hold ng breath underwater for longer periods of time than we would on dry land. Kumbaga, if you're in water, if you're exposed to water sa mukha mo, you will gain certain changes sa katawan mo that will help you hold your breath longer. Yun yung tinatawag nating mammalian dive reflex.
Okay, bro. Thank you for that. Another question. Is it necessary ba na dapat marunong kang lumangoy bago ka mag-free dive?
We'll talk about the two things ha. One is if we're gonna talk about course requirements, may requirement sa freediving na kailangan lumangoy ng ilang meters in order to pass the course. So yes, by technical course requirement, you need to learn how to swim. Pero if you're going to ask me, setting the course instructions aside, I think non-swimmers can learn freediving if for example they've never learned how to swim in their entire lives. I think na I have friends, actually si Gian Carillo is here, wife niya si April. When she first joined Dive Ta Bai, she did not know how to swim at all and she was afraid of the water. And her first free diving session, that time di pa ako instructor pero sumama lang siya kasi she wanted to try what it's like to go free diving, no? And she showed us na kaya niyang mag-descend at least mga 3 meters. So that's really saying something about can non-swimmers become free divers? Yes, they can. Pero if we're going to look at it at a technical perspective, lalo na para sa safety ng free diver, it's better if they know how to swim.
Yes, parang mas advantage talaga no pagka marunong ka talagang lumangoy. And also, part na rin ng magiging safety. At least
Yes.
kung ano man mangyari, you know how to save yourself rather than waiting for someone na magliligtas sa iyo, right?
Oo.
Okay. Sige bro. How about kasi I also encounter these questions sa mga friends ko na even in my office mates, even my students kasi by the way guys, I'm working in a maritime school and then there are students na they know nagda-dive ako and they keep on asking me, sir, hindi ba nakakatakot? Like you are in the middle of the ocean. Paano mo ba nilalabanan yung takot? You dyan, paano ba, I mean, like the first time you're in the water and syempre nakakita mo, paano mo nilalabanan yung phobia? I mean, what's the term? Ano nga yung phobia na yon? Anong tawag ng phobia?
Thalassophobia?
Yeah. How do you counter that kind? Kasi one of the reasons why other people don't want to go free dive kasi ay laluman kaayo, I mean mahadlok, I mean matatakot ako, parang ang lalim na.
I first of all, I think na kailangan ko i-acknowledge yung fear. I think first, people are always thinking about, kailangan ko i-conquer yung fear, kailangan mawala yung fear. Before you even jump into trying to get rid of the fear, kailangan mo i-acknowledge yung fear. Because as humans as we are, we need to know why fear is there. Bakit andyan yung fear? The fear is
Yes.
there because it's supposed to remind us of our limitations. So, don't go about na trying to get rid of that fear kung hindi mo naman alam kung bakit may fear ka to begin with. So, the fear is there to help us to know our limitations para we will not do anything that will hurt us. So, now that I understand the purpose of fear, I go to bakit ako takot. And sa totoo lang 2012 takot pa rin ako. That was the time na medyo takot pa rin ako sa tubig. When I looked into the water, I look at yung sa may cliff, no? Sa ato favorite nato kantil. When I
Ah,
look to the
yes.
kantil, then you see it's dark and you don't know what's in there, or you
Yeah.
look at the current. All these things will bring about some kind of fear sa akin na okay, I won't go there kasi takot ako. To get to conquer that fear, or rather to be stronger than that fear, I have to acknowledge what are the things that could possibly happen and how to prevent it. So, number one, for those na takot sa sharks or sa mga dangerous animals, you have
Mm.
to make sure na grounded yung yung mga information nyo. For example, ang daming nagsabi na, oh, pag may shark, they'll bite you, you're going to get
Mm.
eaten. That is not always the case. Very rare lang yung cases na yung shark kumakain ng tao. Mas takot pa tayo sa triggerfish kesa sa shark, no? So,
Yes,
if you
true.
have let go of your fear of yung mga underwater creatures there, then okay, wala na yun. Hindi ka natakot sa mga isda or ano pang mga hayop na nasa ilalim ng tubig. Then you go to the fear of losing your breath. Ang mga tao, they say na, oh, I won't go down sa ilalim kasi takot ako, baka maubusan ako ng hangin, I'm going to drown. So if that is your fear, that is actually a very rational fear, and actually nakakatulong yan sa mga tao na they won't be too confident that they will do things na beyond their limit. So know your limit. It's a rational fear. Know your limit. Kung alam mo yung breath hold mo 1 minute lang, hindi ka bababa ng 1 minute, doon ka sa baba, tapos doon ka pa mag-ascend, no? If you know that 1 minute yung breath hold mo, 30 seconds, then 30 seconds going back up. At least yun yung capacity ng katawan mo. So knowing your limit and working with that limit will remove the fear of, oh, maubusan ako ng hangin. And another fear is, well, takot lang kasi it's ang lalim. You have to keep asking yourself na bakit takot ka sa lalim? Are you afraid na you get sucked down? Are you afraid na you won't be able to swim up kasi makakramps ka? And that is why with freediving courses and with freediving sessions, may mga safety protocols tayo to help you with that fear. So for example, if you're going to go down to 30 meters, or for those who are counting in feet, about 100 feet or 99.9 feet, you're going to have a lanyard. Kailangan may lanyard, tapos kailangan may line. So alam mo ito yung mga safety protocols, you know na kahit magka-cramp ka sa ilalim, and you know na if people will see that you're having a hard time, may safety diver naman tutulong sa'yo. So you're going to get rid of those fears by having knowledge, by having experience, yung alam mo kung ano yung capacity ng katawan mo, and of course by having safety. Safety protocols really change the experience of freediving. It's like if you're going to cross in a thin wire, you're not going to do it confidently if wala namang safety net sa ilalim, di ba? Alam mo yung the risk is higher. But if you have all these safety nets in place, although we cannot guarantee 100%, but at least you know your chances of not getting hurt is quite high.
Yes, thank you. So, ibig sabihin, to sum it up, ang pinaka-importante before you indulge yourself to freediving, ang pinaka-importante that you need to have an education, proper education to freediving. Kasi lahat na ito, lahat ng sinabi ni Sir John is matutunan mo yan kapag mayroon kang proper education about freediving. Mahirap yung like you go to sumama ka lang sa isang freediver pero hindi ka naman niya tinuro, and then suddenly lumangoy ka, kumbaga sinunod mo siya, that's a very dangerous. And knowing that freediving is for me, bro, I really considered a very risky sport, kumbaga. I mean, um hindi siguro siya para sa lahat. But if you have this guts na talagang gusto mo siyang matutunan, then you have to prepare yourself. I mean, physically, mentally, and lahat-lahat na. You have to be, kumbaga, positive kapag ka magda-dive ka. Tama, tama ba yun?
Tama. You know what? I actually super agree with what you said. You know, you said something
Mm,
na very sensitive, and I think people will
mm,
find it controversial. You said free diving is not for everyone. And
mm,
honestly, in the years that I've seen people do free diving, totoo yan. I
mm.
think that free diving can be for everyone, but I think that free diving, considering that it's a lifestyle, is not for everyone.
Yes, true. Kasi maraming sumubok, but yung iba nag-try lang sila pero hindi na bumalik. Kasi nandun yung, kumbaga, kung sa Tagalog pa, nangingibabaw yung takot kumpara sa dun sa magandang mangyayari if they will, kumbaga, go along with the journey of free diving. Alright?
Mhm.
Right away, bro. Thank you for answering the question. And eto na, dito tayo sa ating mga viewers questions. We have one question right here. Nababasa mo ba? Can you read it, bro?
Yeah,
Eto.
yeah, I can
We
see
have a
it, no?
question from Idol John Bartasan. Bro, what was
Oh,
the feeling when you reached your first 30-meter dive? That's the first question. And what is the feeling? Ano ang tips mo to go deeper? And do you have contractions when you are in 30 meters deep? Daghan question na ating amigo eh.
sige. Which one should I address first? Katong 30 meters,
Ah,
no?
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The
Sige.
first one. Yeah.
What was the feeling when I first got 30 meters? I'll never forget my first 30 meters. It was under the instruction of Carlo Navarro. When he was still based in Cebu, we were diving in a cove nga to sa doon sa Mualboal, and that time I was stuck pa at around 28 meters. I could not go beyond 28 meters, and it was more of a mental thing. I knew I could equalize to 30 meters on BTV, pero I could not go beyond my 28 meters kasi takot ako. So Carlos said, "Oh, sige John, ako mag-safety sa'yo. You clear your head and believe that you can do it. Relax ka lang." Kasi that's always my issue with freediving before. I had a lot of performance anxiety. I would be scared na what if ganito, what if ganyan. So 30 meters, when I reached 30 meters, I could not believe it. Kasi yung ginawa is Carlos said, John, along the way, just close your eyes and stop trying to think about how deep you are. Just close your eyes and relax and just free fall. And when I reached 30 meters, parang na-shocked ako. I was super shocked. First is, yes, it really feels like the water is pressing against your body. It's a different kind of pressure sa tubig compared to, let's say, when you're diving 20 meters. Iba talaga yung 30 meters na depth. You can feel the pressure of the water. And then, contractions, no. Hindi ako nag-contractions sa 30 meters. I felt my first contraction nung nag-ascend na ako somewhere around 10 meters. That's when I felt my first contraction. And only because nagmamadali ako to go up. Because when I realized nasa 30 meters ako, doon ako natakot. It's like, shoot, I am in a very deep place right now. Kailangan ako mag-ascend as soon as possible. So, I did not have contractions until 10 meters nung pataas na. And tips for going, ano yan? Tips, no? What tips for diving
Tips.
deeper?
Yeah.
I think any freediver instructor would tell you this, dive more. The way to really expand your depth is to dive more. And to build experience, you have to listen as well to people to teach you. Kailangan open-minded ka. Mahirap yung mga freedivers na masyadong stubborn at masyadong ma-pride at ma-ego. Ayaw magpaturo ng other freedivers na ka-level nila. You have to humble yourself and open yourself to the possibility na baka kailangan ako ng third-person perspective para magturo sa akin kung ano yung mga ginawa ko na hindi tama. And then, aside from freediving more, also look into your habits that you are doing out of the water. I feel na having a healthier lifestyle, having a fitter experience will help in your freediving as well. Kasi freediving involves your overall fitness. So nakakatulong kung nag-exercise ka on dry land, tapos tataas yung endurance mo, and of course you manage better your oxygen when you're fitter, no? And the last thing I would say for a deeper dive, I think malaking factor kung sinong kasama mo sa dive. If you're diving mostly with just people na who are hitting at a level na let's say 10, 20 meters lang, syempre hindi talaga tataas yung depth mo, no? Or hindi mag-increase yung depth mo. So try to surround yourself with people na would also help you develop into a better freediver. Because if you're going to surround yourself with the same kind of people na parehong skill sa'yo, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, I think it's a wonderful way to practice freediving. Pero when it comes to developing your skills, you have to acknowledge na kailangan mo na yung mas magaling sa'yo na kasama mo sa freediving sessions mo. Nakaka-inspire sila, and they can also teach you a lot about how to improve your freedive. And malaking factor din kung sinong safety diver mo. You can only push your depth more if malaking yung trust mo sa safety diver mo is also a good one. If you don't trust your safety diver the whole time, medyo anxious yung pag-iisip mo kung will I get rescued properly or lahat ng mga bagay na ganyan. You have to have a good relationship with your dive buddy.
All right, thank you for that, Sir John Mendoza. Okay, and very very deep yung mga sinabi mo, and I know it give nagbigay no yun ng tips talaga. Malaking tulong yun para sa mga. Uy, nawala si John. Hello. All right. By the way, yun nga, pasalamatan natin si John Mendoza for that, and I know it was a big help yung mga sinabi niya, talking about going or diving deeper. Okay, here we go. Andiyan na siya. And ayun, I hope did we answer your question, Mr. Sir John Bartasan, bro? You owe us a one case of beer for that for answering that question. By the way, si John Bartasan is working in San Miguel, and he is my co freediver sa Dive Ta Bai Davao. Daghang salamat, brother, and thanks for tuning in. And here, I think meron pa ba tayo mga questions? Let me check. Here. Shout outs to Marco. I don't know who is this
Dive Ta
guy,
Bai
but
Iligan.
Iligan, bro. Daghan salamat for
Yes.
tuning in. Napaka-simple pero malalim ang kahulugan. Wow. And sabi niya pa, next target 30 meters. So, yun lang.
It's not very
I
difficult
know.
ha. Para sa akin, 30 meters is not very hard to reach. Para sa akin, mas mahirap yung 35 and beyond.
Yes, true. Pero, yun nga, before you hit the target, you have to make it sure that you have a good dive body na at least makapag-dive at least half of your, tama ba? Half or medyo below 15, 16 or 20 meters makapag-dive para it comes to safety, talagang safe ka, no?
Yes.
Kasi mahirap yung, okay, magdi-declare ka ng 30 guys, I'll be 30 meters. Pag dive mo, wala pa lang nakasunod or meron man, nasa 5 meters lang. So, that's very, very, very risky to do. So,
and it's important na at least yung 10 meters na makakover mo for the mga 30-meter dives, because most of the blackouts happen within that range from around 10 meters na range.
Yes. Tama. Yun ang mga dapat nating tandaan. And here, and eto, shout outs to Caris Marie. Sabi niya, true, trust with your safety divers. It's vital sa deep dives. Char, lahi agad yung mga frontliners nato. By the way, Caris is working in Southern Philippine Medical Hospital, SPMC in Davao. So, shout outs to you, girl. Sino pa nandito? Ito, daming shout outs. By the way, bro, you want to say hi, say hello sa ating mga while I'm checking the
I'd like to say hello to all our Dive Ta Bai freedivers all over the Philippines. No, I'm very thankful na supportive pa rin kayo sa community, especially na you're being obedient You're not going into the water as much as gusto na natin na mag-dive, but thank you for staying safe and staying at home. Yun yung nakakatulong talaga sa community quarantine, and hopefully sana after all this pandemic I can visit Davao again and I can visit all the other chapters. I've been meaning to go back to all the different chapters and visit the community. Sana makabalik ako. Supposedly, actually, interestingly, by Rich, I was supposed to go to Davao this year, June.
Uy, sayang 'no, pero,
Yes.
wala tayong magagawa, talagang kinancel yung
Um,
flights. Ako rin I do have a scheduled flight in Cebu by June and then sa Bohol, but, my God, sayang yung ticket.
Sayang.
Rebook na lang, rebook. Well,
Yeah, but
anyways, hmm,
it's
yeah,
okay.
go,
It's
go.
okay para sa akin. I'd like all the freedivers to take this time and opportunity na i-develop yung sarili nyo on dry land. Uh,
True.
I think na a lot of freediving as a skill is based on discipline. So, kung kaya mo i-discipline yung sarili nyo on dry land sa lahat ng yung mga fitness aspects, kung kaya nyo i-discipline yung habits nyo, I'm sure that that kind of discipline kaya nyong dalhin to freediving. So, take this whole year 2020 as an opportunity to build that kind of discipline.
Okay. Bro, sa ano lang, question lang, quick question lang. Sa RAID ba,
Mm.
meron ba silang online education? Kagaya
Yes.
ngayon, nasa bahay lang tayo. Pwede bang mag-take online? Ganon?
Yes, actually, the freediving sa RAID is paperless. So, pag nagsa-sign up ka ng course, gumawa ka ng account sa RAID Freediving website, and then kami as instructors, we're going to select us, tapos we open the course for you. Lahat ng mga materials sa freediving nakalagay doon. Yung ebooks, yung quizzes, and you can work on that for an entire year before you get your actual physical exams, like yung mga practical exam na nasa pool or nasa confined water and also sa open water.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Shout outs to RAID freediving education. Okay. So, by the way, Sir John, I think our 1 hour is done. Any other additional thoughts that you want to say or maybe message to our viewers right now before
Okay,
we end up
I
this
think I'll,
program?
I'll answer siguro Bart's question kasi
Yeah, sige,
na-bypass
sige,
yung
sige.
question niya. He's
Okay.
asking if may correlation ba sa pool training and sa depth dive. Does it imply that if you can do 50 meters in the pool, so can we do 25 meters in depth training? I
Yeah,
will
go
not
ahead.
say na they're equally the same. So you cannot exactly say na kung kaya mong ganitong depth sa deep, ganun din yung sa confined water, yung kaya mo na dynamic range. Because these two have one element which is depth na nagkakaiba. So equalization plays a huge role. And with dynamic na training, it's all about holding your breath as long as possible. So there is a relevance sa dalawa. Mas nakakatulong sa depth mo kung mas confident ka sa dynamic mo. But I will not say na they're equal. No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And bro, any final message or final thoughts coming from you before we'll end our show?
Okay, I would like to say something na hindi naman necessarily free diving but more of lifestyle and habits that can help you in the future as a free diver. Right now, we're in a pandemic situation and a lot of us are not able to go out. I'm going to predict na within this year, wala talagang normalcy na mababalik hindi tayo mag-normal within this year. So we have to acknowledge na we are limited in terms of where we can go and what we can do. But you have to also remember yung pinaka-importanting resource na nasa kamay nyo is time. Time is the most important currency na hawak nyo. Let's say if nahirapan kayo sa pera or nahirapan kayo sa other things, but you will always have the same number of time as everyone else at that moment. So kung anong dapat gawin nyo, take advantage of that time. take advantage to grow yourself, to grow your skills, to grow your ability, to grow your knowledge. We are at this era, we're at this age na kahit hindi tayo makalabas sa bahay, we have every opportunity to use that time and translate it into knowledge. Andyan yung internet. The internet is there. You have all the resources available to you. It's really up to you to make good use of that. So sana you would have what we would call quarantine goals na at the end of this quarantine, ito yung ma-learn ko na skill. At the end of this quarantine, let's say I would lose this number of pounds. Basta kailangan you do something that can help you become a better person. Whether it's relaxing or doing something, make good use of your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that message, bro. And also to add on that, stay away from negative na mga post, na mga comments or any ano sa social media, no, di ba? And para good vibes lang tayo parati. So, anyway, bro, daghang salamat sa imuha for
Daghang salamat po, Bye
uh,
Richie.
having you as my unsa to imong tawag? Ginya pig.
Guinea pig.
Ginya pig for having you as our guest speaker for this pilot episode. And wait, I know you have a vlog on YouTube, bro. Maybe you can promote your vlog. Hindi ito free dive
Ah,
related, but maybe you could baka
oo.
interested din sila. Oh yeah.
Guys, kung hilig mo langgam, if you're into birds like me, you can follow us in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, Birds of Cebu.
Oh. Oh, that's oh, no, nagta-TikTok na ka. Oh, nice. I want to see your videos. Oh, yeah, mga challenge video. So bro, by
Oh,
Jan, I hope this is not the ano no, dili ni siya ang last na to time. I hope we could still guest sa to ang show, and I'll just have to contact
Kubol.
you, and I am also calling other free dive friends, mga instructors na if they are willing to take part of the show and share their knowledge, and sana naman pagbigyan natin yung ganitong opportunity so we could also share ideas to the people, no, para mas marami pa ang gusto ma-endorse into free diving. Bye Jan, daghang salamat, maraming salamat sa iyo, and
Thank you.
please stay safe, be healthy, and God bless sa iyo and sa family mo there in Cebu City. We miss you here in Davao, ang second home ni mo. Okay? Sige bro, thank you
Ingat,
very much
amping.
brother. Salamat.
Amping.
Bye. All right, guys, there you go, our pilot episode. That is John Mendoza from the founder of Dive Ta Bai. He's from Cebu City, you know, and I know for sure marami tayong natutunan dun sa kanya, sa mga sinabi niya. And um, I hope you, if you have your what you call this one, your pads and pens with you, nakapag-take note kayo ng mga ano ninyo, mga learnings ninyo with John. And para naman sa mga late na nag-tune in dito sa ating webcast, you can replay or watch this episode later on. And I will also be uploading this one in YouTube, no? Pagkatapos nito kasi we can only uh, ano ba, live stream into one channel lang. So Facebook lang muna. But naka-record naman ito, then we will post it in YouTube para at least makapag mapanood ninyo yung nabubulol na ako. Pasensya na, Bisaya manggod ko ba eh. Madili kay ko fluent sa Tagalog, and pasensya na kayo. But anyway, before we end the show, I would like to give shout outs to our viewers this after. First off, we have my bro John Bartazan. Daghang salamat for viewing. Caris Marie, Marco from Dive Ta Bai Iligan, brother. Thank you for watching. Nico Topas, bro, salamat for watching and being a frontliner natin. Romel Robin, nga nandyan sa Ireland, brother, thank you for watching. And my friends in Apnea Davao and the whole Dive to Bite chapters. And Jenski, ayun, ngayon ka lang nanood. Anyways, sino pa ba nandito? Shout outs to Miss Stephanie Dimatira, Mr. King Domingo, Emmanuel Ararakap, and sa lahat ng nanood, oy, si Rawi June, thank you for watching. And sa lahat ng nanood for this pilot episode, guys, maraming salamat, and I hope you will share your suggestions, no, your comments in our page dito sa Freedive Talk Pilipinas para mas mapa-improve pa natin yung uh, uh, pagpa-web pagpapa-webcast natin. And I'm calling my friends, uh, other freedive instructors and freedive enthusiasts. Expect that I'll be sending you a invitations, and hopefully you will grant this. So, yo, before tayo mag-end, shout outs pala kay Mr. Miggy Mercado. Migs, kumusta na diha? Mr. Dar Verdad, sir, from Dive Ta Bai, Iligan. I guess, yeah, Dive Ta Bai, Iligan, tama ba? Ato lang ni i-flash ang comment ni Sir Dar. Marco, salamat bro. Take time to listen to our very inspirational freediving instructor and DTB founder as well. Good friend of mine, Mr. Dada. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, brother. And um, maybe, hopefully by next year, kung ma-okay na ang lahat, no, we can do a joint convention, or just like what we did in 2019. We have a Dive Ta Bai convention. So we are planning to do it by next year, 2021. And sana maging okay na ang lahat, wala nang pandemic or kung ano man, no. So we'll be inviting guests and mga participants and guest speakers from different organizations, no. And I hope matutuloy ito, no. We will be sending you updates on this plan. And with that, tapos na yung ating 1 hour sa show, and ayun, umabot din tayo ng 1 hour. So guys, maraming salamat sa inyo. Alam ko sobrang miss niyo na ang dagat, sobrang gustong-gusto niyo na mag-dive, and other than dive, marami na kayong gustong gawin. But what we are doing right now is is for our safety. So tiis lang muna, and uh, be productive. Do something productive while nasa bahay kayo. You can still do training, free dive training kahit nasa bahay lang kayo. Maraming mga pwedeng gawin diyan. So and I hope this platform, I hope Free Dive Talk Pilipinas could share or makatulong sa inyo para sa this is just the pilot episode. There will be next, and the next speaker natin this coming Saturday. Should I reveal na ba? Yeah, this coming Saturday, I know she is excited. Babae to, yung ating next speaker. And sige, I will just tell you in advance, our next speaker for this coming Saturday, 4 p.m. Yeah, yun ang sinabi niya sa akin. 4 p.m. this coming Saturday, walang iba. The ano ba? The stunning, the beautiful, the amiable free dive instructor from Azul Freediving, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Valerie Bautista. Abangan niyo yan this coming Saturday. All right. So with it, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day sa inyong lahat. And God bless you all, and see you on the next episode. Ciao!